guys? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. I welcome you to come into these tarot readings with an open heart, an open mind, and a desire to better yourself. This is optional advice or guidance meant to motivate you, empower you, inspire you, and offer you confirmations on things that you are already thinking and feeling and sensing. If you don't resonate with the material that comes through, please push those messages aside. They may resonate for you at a later date, and they may not. Have faith it's going out to someone who needs to hear it, even if it is not you. Use your logic, your discretion, your discernment. Separate what is meant for you and what is not. I come at this with love and positivity, so please take that away here today. You are responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's try and have some fun. To get you some insightful messages, check out that box below for the decks I use, how to contact me for a personal, as well as my social media links. Welcome to the tea party. Let's read your tarot cards. Sagittarius, happy birthday. Happy to have you guys. Welcome to your December monthly tarot reading. Let's pull you an oracle card to get started. What do you think of that general intro? That's going to be on all the videos moving forward. Save me some time. All right, John Cage. Don't fall in love with your first idea. Surrender to change. All great art contains at its center contemplation. All right, new musical oracle cards. I'm starting all the zodiac signs off with that, so make sure you watch your sun, moon, rising, Venus. So let's keep that in mind as we move through. We're going to do love first, and then we'll go into career. So Sagittarius and love, Sagittarius and love. I'm going to read these more intuitively this time. I'm not going to do a Celtic cross, so hang with me if you're down for it, and if not, I'll see you on the next one. December. What is the December love looking like for Sagittarius? All right, so let's see. Ooh, it's looking real good, Sagittarius. Are we starting off with Ten of Pentacles? Let's see. So what is this Ten of Pentacles about? All right, so there may be either a role, a career, or a person from your past that is resurfacing. They may actually reach out to you, or vice versa. You could reach out to them, but very likely word comes to you about some sort of very lucrative opportunity, a project, whatever, that it would involve, I'm sort of getting unearthing or digging up something you used to do in the past, or especially for my musicians out there. I'm actually getting a Friends Tarot, by the way. I'm finally using Friends Tarot. I just got it. Sorry, I had to interject that because I'm so excited about it. Anyway, for any musicians out there, if you used to play, I see some sort of opportunity coming up, but it's like, let's get the band back together, man. So, of course, in metaphor, for those who are not musicians, that whole idea of let's get the band back together, that's coming through. So it could even be an old team you used to work with, or if you do something that's more independent contractor style, you may be working with a client who you worked together once before. It doesn't have to mean, ages ago. I almost said centuries ago, but, in metaphor, in other lifetimes, but, sure, maybe, or anything involving, I always say this to you, Sagittarius, but healing careers. So yes, doctors, nurses, all that kind of stuff, but also in a more spiritual, almost like metaphysical type healing. Yeah. In fact, I see some of you going on some sort of like spiritual retreat. Or if it's not that, again, you may be going back to school, or I don't know if it's like college school. Like it feels a little bit more informal, like some sort of like retreat or some sort of session where you're getting a group of people together. And it does seem like a very spiritual group. I hope that lands for some of you. I hope that makes sense. But it's almost like the way he's dressed in, like, I almost picture him in like all white. It kind of has like this yogi, what's that guy's name? Anyway, it has sort of like a yogi spiritual, like meditative type retreat thing to it. And I get that's not for all of you. Some of you may quite literally be going on a job interview to work with someone who you already have connections with from the past, but maybe, there's a new person in charge, there's a new boss, but you would have a coworker that you enjoy and you see a lot. And I'm also seeing flags for travel. So yeah, in fact, some of you are definitely going to travel, and you're also, you're traveling up the corporate ladder too, if that makes sense for some of you too. So if you're looking to stay in the same field, there may be an opportunity to interview for a position that would involve higher salary. But the thing is, it would also involve a higher knowledge base. So again, you may need to take an extra course or program, or, it's probably an online course or something to either sharpen up your skills, or it could be that there is a, what's the word? A negotiation or what is the word? In order for you to actually sign on the dotted line and get the job, there may be some sort of, okay, we're going to give it to you, but you have to take this course. It's not like negotiation. There's a word for it, but let's see. So what is the success rate of that? Especially if Sagittarius is going on interviews, I mean, Ten of Pentacles is here, which is it's a great money card. I'm also getting something about photography. Possibly doing something in nature photography. Okay, so if you're not part of this spiritual group or this retreat group or whatever this is, you may be playing the music at their event, or you may be doing some sort of, I don't know if you're catering it or hosting it or taking the photographies, the photographs of what's going on. It seems like you may be documenting some sort of, I don't know, again, like a retreat or a spiritual party, or I don't know what to do with that. So I'm saying the messages because I'm hearing them. I'm not trying to leave you with a dead end. Just, hey, it's here. It looks good. But I'm not sure what to do with that, Sagittarius. Tell me more about this. I'm hearing 2 interviews. So you may have to go to 2 interviews to get it. 6 is victory. Yeah, I'm not gonna be blunt. You're gonna get it, Sag. The Page of Cups is like, yes, here you go. And the thing is, again, this is confirming for me, this is probably not something that's brand new. So it might not be your message, right? Keep that in mind. But if you're toying with the idea of working with someone who you used to work with, or I don't know, maybe you're up and leaving your corporate job entirely to pursue something that you had a passion in years ago, but maybe it was more artistic or spiritual by nature. Either way, Page of Cups, there is an offer being made. Ace of Cups would be absolutely brand new. Page of Cups is like, oh yeah, it's you again. Here you go, Sagittarius. And I mean, the way it's depicted here, I'm not necessarily seeing it as an apology. I'm not necessarily seeing it as like, I'll give you a little. It's like, yeah, no, this is a good fit. Again, I think this is a role where there would be room to grow because it's not necessarily the King of Cups giving it out to you, it's the Page. So again, pages can be indicative of student or children. So you may be pursuing some sort of career where you are the student. Again, you may have to go through, I heard masterclass. You may have to go through some sort of training or classes in order to get closer to the position you're aiming to be at. Or you could take on the role as teacher, right? Maybe you are quite literally teaching students or children, or any sort of career where you are helping and motivating and inspiring children, especially through their art. I'm almost seeing therapeutic like art sessions. So again, you could just be doing that, a little, maybe you're doing paint night, right? More or less that is a retreat, even though it's, a limited span of time. You may be also offering something to your services to the public that help people get in touch with their inner child. Even, we'll use the example of paint night, right? It's like get in touch with your imagination, with, free what's inside of you that makes you happy, that sparks joy, right? More or less, I think this is saying you add value to people's life. Yes, it could be in terms of money, but it's like you make them realize that they have so much more going for them than maybe they initially thought, especially if this person maybe views themselves as the Page of Cups. You're like, no, like sound the horn, blow the whistle, like kid, you're so much better than that. Look at all you have to offer. And maybe somebody does that for you too. Maybe I do sort of see this as sort of like a mentor of sorts. So maybe that's you, but I also think it works both ways. I think you may very likely be a mentor to someone else. Maybe, someone new joins the team and you have more seniority, so you train them or whatever. Even if you're not a skilled, trainer or teacher, rather, professor, you may take on the role as a teacher in some facet of your life. Even if you're homeschooling your kid, right? Ultimately, you may step up into some role where you're teaching or, something of the sort. And you're like, I'm actually kind of good at this. I actually kind of enjoy being, the leader of the band or whatever it is. But again, it goes both ways though, because you're stepping into some sort of role where you may be a little, I don't know if it's inexperienced or for me, it's just like you're a little out of practice. That's how I would say. So it's like they're kind of trying to break you in easily. And so you may have someone come to your aid or come to your, you may have someone who helps show you the way. It's like they hold your hand through the process. I tripped myself up because I realized I was going to start reading for love, and I instantly jumped into career, didn't I? This feels more career-esque, so I'm not going to question it, Sagittarius. I'm just going to keep riding the train, but I don't even know how to timestamp your video now. So I guess I'm just going to say it could be either or. I am going to read for love again, but I mean, this to me is really screaming to me as your career. Anyway, sorry. I got tripped up in my mind and I'm like, wait a minute. Did I tell Sag I was reading for love? Because I didn't. This is career. But certainly it could be love too, especially if you're going to be, I don't know, hooking up with someone you work with. I mean, good luck there, Sag. I'm not going to impede my, I'm not going to put my feelings towards that. All right, so let's see. Being a seer, psychic abilities. Yes, something coming full circle. So there's a part of you, and this is cool. It's like you're marching triumphantly into the past, even though there's something that sort of scares you about it. And again, I'm a tarot reader who believes in free will. So if you're hearing this message and you're like, no, then fine. That's, you don't have to. This would be something you're excited to do, but I think you're also fearful and intimidated by it because in your mind, you may have viewed this past chapter as a failure or something that it's like, if I can't do it perfectly, then what's the point? I'm not going to do it at all. Which again, that's kind of like a shitty mentality to have. Sorry, just got to say it, right? It's not about doing things in perfection. It's about doing things because it sparks joy. You're passionate about it, and your passion, light attracts like attracts like. It's going to like yield positive results in terms of your career because people are inspired by, what inspires you. I see this as something coming full circle. Sea serpents. Yeah, possibly something with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. And then I also see you as like, again, fire. It's like you're marching towards it because there's an incredible sense of warmth about this person who's reaching out to you. So I get that you may be considering, especially if I'm getting this whole like musician band metaphor, someone maybe you had a falling out with. If that's the case, I feel like this person has changed very much from the person they used to be. And maybe this is you too, Sag, I don't know. But there's something about, and I am sort of getting a male, like a masculine, very much like a friend or a counterpart. I'm not sure they have a lot of seniority on you, but doesn't really matter. They may have gone through like a spiritual enlightenment. They're much more chill. They're much more calm. So if this person used to be kind of immature or a rattling cage or someone who had a lot of kind of a warrior mentality, like we're going to trailblaze and get ahead, but it doesn't matter, who we steamroll in the process. They're not that person anymore. So I'm more apt to give this person a benefit of the doubt because their cards are very positive. This could be a peace offering, like, hey, we used to do great things together. Let's try it again. There's something that scares you about going back to this chapter in your life because I think I'm hearing like you were lying to yourself. And I don't mean to offend. What I mean by that is for the longest time you told yourself you were done and that was the old version of you. But it was also, it was bittersweet because I'm getting it was the happiest you've ever been. Or you look back very fondly on those memories. And so I think when whatever that friendship or that role or that project was fell apart, I think it really took its toll on you, and rather than like linger there and sort through the mental and emotional baggage of why it didn't work out, I think you bolted because it cut too deep. It hurt too much to see that all fall apart. And so I think you've been doing okay, but I think you've distanced yourself from that lifestyle or from that job for quite a long time. Only there's a calling back to it for a reason. This definitely feels like fated, like divine guidance is like, hey, remember how happy you used to be? And we always kind of feel like it was left unsettled or like it wasn't fully tapped out. There was something where it just feels like it ended too soon, but there was no way to fix it at the time. And again, to me, it was saying it was fated. It was about cycles in life where you were meant to essentially abandon it for the time being because quite frankly, it could be that you were working with someone who was toxic and they weren't in a place to receive the blessings and abundance that you guys could have yielded together, your collaboration, your team, your partnership. So it may have had nothing to do with you and that this cycle closed out because universe saw the person you were working with and they're like, again, like sound the alarm, like cut the cord, like this person needs to step up before they are a good match for Sagittarius in their career because there could have been some sort of like it may have saved you dare I say, like a tragedy in the distribution of money with this person had there not have been this wake up call of no, like it's not the right time, wrap out the cycle. But it's almost like universe was like, no, we're going to return to that, but at a time when both counterparts are ready. So I am sort of getting this dynamic of like, the actor and the film director. It's like there's the heady one and then the spiritual artistic one. And I mean, you both have that in you or whoever, if this is a larger group. But yeah, there's someone who's far more practical, more air sign energy. So maybe you have strong Aquarius in your chart or something like that. And then this person is more like fire or possibly water type energy is sort of what I'm getting, especially Scorpio. So I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. But anyway, I see you marching towards this. And I keep hearing triumphantly, but I think that's what universe is trying to tell you to do is, you know, when the past comes knocking, don't disregard it if it seems like a good opportunity. Again, don't lie to yourself. If you always low-key kind of, it's almost like you were still holding a torch for this thing, this passion project, this person in your heart, and it comes knocking, instead of being like there might be something worth exploring or discovering about this opportunity, and it's requiring you to be very brave. There's like a really cute metaphor I'm getting here of like larger than life, you know, Jupiter energy. My Sagittarians are ruled by Jupiter. There's the elephant, but on the inside he's like, oh God, like I'm scared of a mouse. Like, and so there's a really interesting duality in how you're viewing this opportunity. It's like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put on a brave face and not show that on the inside, like I'm shaking like a little girl, like, cause I'm really, you know, my guys included. There's a really beautiful opportunity, but I think the metaphor of it's like playing with fire. You don't want to get burned, right? In fact, that's a good, that's a Runaways song, right? You guys know the Runaways, Joan Jett's early bands. I love playing with fire, but I don't want to get burned. Ooh, yeah, I dig it. I like that a lot. I don't think you will, because again, this is establishing new rules. There's new boundaries that have been set. There's a newfound sense of who I am and what I want for anybody involved in this. And so even if you go to the past to return to this profession, you know, maybe you were a jazz musician, maybe you were a saxophone player or something of the sort, and you're like, well, you know, time to grow up and be responsible and get the 9-to-5 gig and whatever. Something from the past is like, but remember how fun it was playing saxophone? And you're like, oh God, can I do this? Like, I'm a little out of practice and I don't know if it's going to sound good. And what if I get booed off stage? I don't know, Sag. I think you're projecting I'm almost getting 9 of Swords, and I just did a post on my Instagram about this, about 9 of Swords. It's like, don't project this fearful outcome on something before you've already started. It's like, you know, if you have a lot of things going on in your mind, and you do, you're Sagittarius, right? It's like you have to break it down one by one. You have to almost, you know, your polar opposite, Gemini. It's like Gemini has lots of facts and lots of data and information, but they disperse them and they use them as needed. You know, Geminis get the unfortunate reputation of being what is that expression? Master of none. It's like they know a lot, but it's superficial because they only know a little bit about everything. And I'm not necessarily saying that's true. I think it's a stereotype about Geminis. But with that, though, you guys can tend to get lost in like these deeper, huger, philosophical matters. It's not these tiny bits of information, but you get transfixed on too much, right? It's like the entire scenario. Let's learn the entire history of religion, when it's like, no, we like Gemini, let's break it down. Like, let's make it more manageable. And something about this situation is wanting me to tell you, break it down into pieces. It's scary to do it all at once. So again, like, call up your person, find out more about you know what I mean? Like, break it down into steps. Like, okay, I'm intrigued, but I don't want to get burned. So let your guard down slowly. It doesn't mean you have to welcome it with open arms. And I would absolutely ask a lot of questions and hear them out. I'm wanting to point us back to this. Don't fall in love with your first idea. Surrender to change. All great art contains at its center contemplation. Contemplate, right? Is this worth going back to? Listen to your intuition. You guys know I'm going to tell you this. Your intuition never keeps you in a state of stagnancy and fear. There's a difference between doing something out of intuition and doing something out of fear. So I think a lot of times we mistake codependency. I love this person and I need to be with them because I'm afraid to be alone. That's not your intuition. That's fear, right? That's shadow side. That's devil energy. Intuition is like, this makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but I see value and reward in it. So I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna hope it works out. Absolutely. Follow your intuition if that makes sense for you. All right, so that's kind of one generic storyline. Let's see if I can get anything else. Yeah, your spirit guides are watching over you. It's like they've been holding on this opportunity that, again, circular cycles. It makes me think of the world. The Crow is very psychic, and I think this card is too. It's one of the more spiritual cards in the deck, right? It's not earth, air, fire, water. It's like the spiritual realm, right? And again, I wanted to say something with water signs, the sea serpent. It could, I know this sounds crazy, but it could even involve something in, I don't know if it would be by a body of water, but literally the sea. I don't know. It could even be a company that starts with the letter C. I'm getting all kinds of, intuitive hits, so I don't know what they mean. I hope they do to you. And I'm also seeing an eyeball there, right? Sort of like the universe's perspective on the situation, or I don't know, are you an ophthalmologist or something like that, Sag? I don't know. I see an eyeball in there. Do y'all see the eyeball? Yeah, all right. Do with that what you will. Universe has been holding back on this opportunity because you're right. Judgment says it was never over entirely. There was never completion and harmony brought to this old chapter in your life because it wasn't meant to be over. You were meant to go back and discover something. So at minimum, maybe you do hear this person out and there's something about them that I don't see this happening, but let's just put it out there. Something about it still rubs you the wrong way. You're like, you know what? As much as I love doing this, I'm kicking ass in my current job and I'm going up and up. Like things are looking up and they're positive for me. So as tempting as this offer is, I don't know if this person is unrealistic in their, desire to move forward with all this abundance. Like, I don't know if we could actually do it. I don't know if we could actually manifest it. Again, I would argue, are you projecting fear onto it or are you being a realist, right? Whatever. You don't have to do this, but I think there's something to be gained by simply going back and considering it, because in which case, even if you refuse the offer, there's still something here where you're like, okay, I'm good with it now. Like I've finally put it to rest. I've put it to peace. So I'm not always thinking about missed opportunities or shoulda, coulda, woulda. You're like, no, I finally realized I made the right choice, even though maybe I felt guilty about it for years. It's like, no, I did what was best for me. And you know what? Things are looking up. Things are looking great. And Six of Swords ultimately is about mental clarity, establishing peace of mind, right? Sixes we like, they're victories. This is a victory in terms of the mental space, the mind, right? So again, decluttering all the thoughts of, oh, well, I like them, but it didn't work out. And I was too headstrong and I was too assertive and that muddied up the relationship. It's like, you can go back and at minimum, just get clarity, right? That's the world. And this is a beautiful metaphor too, because, Judgment card 20, 21 is the major arcana, the highest major arcana you can get. You get to the world and then you close it out and you start with 0, the Fool, right? So this is about ending a huge chapter in your life, but I'm almost getting it's a chapter that happened years ago, but it was left untied. It was never tied up in a cute little bow so that you could thoroughly move on and not have to think about it or worry about it. This concludes a chapter the way it was always meant to be. And that's what I mean. Spirit always knew they were going to give you that next piece in the puzzle. Only it came at a much later time. So it's divinely guided. That's all I kind of just want to impart on that. All right, Sagittarius, let's get you some of these oracle cards, and then we will switch to love. You guys can choose to read that in terms of love. Maybe you're connecting with an old flame. And again, same message stands. It doesn't mean you have to consider it, but I would at least consider it, right? If you are, single and looking, or in a very unhappy marriage, or whatever the case may be. You do you, Sagittarius, but know that you're meant to grow and change as a spiritual individual, right? That's why we're here, right? We're not meant to stay stagnant and stuck in the same place. And I don't need to tell you guys that. I don't even know why I said that. My Knight of Wands. You guys are always looking for the new fun opportunity, and I think that's a beautiful way to view life. So, ooh, this one wants to pop out. Heart's desires. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become reality. And then children, your life purpose involves helping children, teaching, and healing children. Hey, well, there's that message again. And the Lion, that makes me think of Leos, maybe. Maybe you're going to collab with a fellow fire sign. Sag, this is all coming together for me, I gotta say. Healer, you have a spiritual gift of healing, you have a spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. Let's pull one more. John Cage. That makes me think of Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage. Mortal Kombat. That's a trip down memory lane. Maybe you're designing video games. I don't know. And then school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. And oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So Yeah, I mean, maybe you just were interested in tarot and oracle cards in the past and you're coming back to it. It doesn't have to be another person that initiates it. Maybe this is universe. Maybe this is your spirit guide saying, as much as I love working at Bank of America, maybe I'm supposed to be a psychic tarot reader. Again, it's worth at least contemplating. All right, Sagittarius, let's talk about love. Although I feel I think it's because it's your birthday. I'm going to be extra nice. So if that storyline didn't resonate at all, new opportunities. Again, though, something you're kind of suspicious of. You're getting all the same cards. This is hilarious. So again, Sag, you need to use your own logic and judgment, but even if this is brand new, okay, if it's not something from your past, Ace of Cups is coming in. So awesome, right? Abundance, love, lucrative money income, that kind of thing. Lucrative money source, you know what I mean? But this person who's making the proposal, again, probably not brand new. You may already know them through friends of a friend or knew them on LinkedIn or again, it may involve working with students or children. It could just be confirming that because we've seen this card a couple times. Your immediate reaction is like, oh, I don't know, because it's going to pull me away from something I already started here. But I always say with this card, it's like, I'm going to close this door. Just kidding. I'm going to leave my foot in it just in case I need to come back. And so again, I don't mean this in a critical way or a criticizing way, but it's like you're kind of lying to yourself. Like, I'm just going to take these 5 swords and wander off on my merry way. No, because it's like, I'm going to leave 2 here just in case I want to revisit this. So that's what I mean. I don't think this is brand new, but there's something fearful about going back to it. It's like, oh, it kind of gives me anxiety. Or, the lady is ultimately holding 5 of swords. In this scenario, this person who's wanting to work with you again, or this job you're returning to, was there some bad blood there? Was there some egomaniac? Was there some, essentially 5 of swords is like winning at all costs. Did somebody do something shitty in order to get ahead? And, it's almost like you were the sacrificial lamb. Maybe that's why you left in the first place. Maybe why you guys had a tower moment here, right? I don't know. I just keep wanting to say it's a very similar message, so you can view this through a new lens. But it's like you're quite literally looking back over your shoulder, right? So am I willing to give up what I currently have to pursue something with? Again, I would be suspicious of, well, is this an apology? Is it only a page of cups because it's not a big offer? No, like it's not as negative as negative or weighted and heavy, like uncomfortable as I think you guys are, again, in your mind making it out to be, because what it's being clarified with is celebration. This is getting the band back together. This is a group of people celebrating and toasting their champagne glasses and living it up, new avenues for income, streams of money, multiple ones. Again, this might be bigger than just you and one person, or I'm sort of getting like, get the band back together. So I tried for something new, Sag, but it was literally the same message. All right, for real this time, let's talk about your love life. Sorry about that. I got sidetracked. All right, Sagittarius and love. How are we for time? Ooh, they're always long for Sag. What is love looking like for my Sagittarians in December? Sagittarians in December. All right, give me a little storyline about love and we'll clarify as needed. Love for Sagittarius. They're not coming out. Are we being shy? Sagittarius, are you being shy in love? I'm just kidding. All right, Sagittarius in love. All right. Oh, ooh, that one like flew out. It's the King of Wands, baby. Sorry, I'm going to have to scoot you guys out. Let's see. King of Wands fell on the floor. So let's just interpret that. If you're the King of Wands, I think you're hiding. I think you're being shy. I think you're not wanting to express your love to someone, whether you're male or female, right? If you are interested in the King of Wands, I would say the opposite is true. You may be dealing with someone who's running from their problems, or I feel like I just offended all my cross-watchers. They're like, wait a minute. Or, again, the cross-watchers are not going to like this, but if this is representing them, it's almost like you push them to the floor. It's like, what other cards you got for me, universe? Yeah, so I'm actually kind of wanting to push this aside, because either way, I don't love the message there. I just got to be honest. It's either someone is running from their feelings, Sagittarius, or someone is being like, I don't know, like punished or pushed aside for something else. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I'm going to clarify just to make sure I'm not completely off. But yeah, there's assessment. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm with you, Sag. I don't know. If this is you, what's the contemplation about? Tell me about that, Spirit. If this is Sagittarius, what are they contemplating? Why are they hiding? Why are they running? Because you feel trapped. Because you know you have to make a decision, and again, you don't want to. It's like a scary decision because you maybe want guarantees on, well, if I do this, what will the outcome be? But rather than thinking about all the great scenarios that could come about, you're immediately turning to the negative. And again, I'm not shaming you or trying, like, that's just what this card is. It's the mental prison of beliefs, thoughts, swords, but they're pointed down. They're not, channeling higher vibrational messages from source, from God, from spirit. They're pointed down, and so they're negative beliefs that we started to take on as our truth, and it's a false sense of comfort. It's become your prison. So whatever this is that you're running from, it's requiring you to be brave. It's requiring you to step forward. So in the highest vibration, what does Sagittarius know about this? Deep down, when their intuition is guiding them, when they're firing on all cylinders, what is going to solve this issue? Or what do they want? However, let's see. I'm seeing keys. So keys to the house, keys to the car, keys to spirit. You need to be honest with where you stand on this offer, Sagittarius. If someone is presenting you with a pentacle of, again, it feels a little bit more like someone waiting on an answer, on communication, because I think this is somebody else, again, possibly a fire sign, doesn't really matter, who they really like you. It's like they're extending their... I'm not going to fill in the blank. You know what that is. No, they're reaching out with communication, warm, flirty communications. But the thing is, it's not just sexual. There's more than that, because it's something solid that's being made to you, Sagittarius. It's a very solid offer. But I don't know if you're ready to receive it, or, okay, so I'm actually getting, some of you don't think you deserve it. This could be between an earth sign and a fire sign, so we know which one you are in this. You need to at least consider this. And again, it's not saying you have to take this person up on their offer, but it's saying when you think about this offer, why does it bring you a lot of like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this? And again, maybe this is your person, but if you're trying to peek in and see why your fire sign is treating you like that, it's because they're very uncertain and there's something very fearful about, I want to say with keys, locking it down, commitment. That's really what pentacles are. It's long-term, it's longevity, seeds that we nurture and grow into flowers, right? Establishing the foundation so we can build the house, build the family, build the empire. So what is in Sagittarius's goals and desires? Like if he's avoiding either making an offer or discussing an offer, possibly with a Taurus or a Libra, or again, wifey material, whether that's you or your person. And maybe it's both. It could be same-sex couples. What is he as the King of Wands? What is the King of Wands focused on right now? Take that as it resonates, whether that's you or someone else, Sag. King of Wands, what is his attention focused on here? The color orange. The color orange is very important. It's not that he's focused on the color orange, but maybe he is. I don't know. Is there a redhead in the mix? Is there a third party with a redhead? I don't know. All right, so reciprocity. I feel like I don't know who this is, Sag, it's you or your person. Someone knows that what this relationship desperately needs is reciprocity, but at the same time, someone has their hands full. So as much as someone would love to move forward, I think they're trying to be very, use integrity. And if they're going to make or accept an offer, that they can match what that person is offering them. And currently they're not sure. It's like they have their hands full. So this whole idea of reciprocity, while it's great and, essential in any relationship, in a way, I kind of like this because this person knows I don't think I can give them what they need. Where I am going to stop you, though, is clearly this person sees something in you. So if this is you going, I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart, whatever it is, I would argue this person disagrees. But also, is it fear that's holding you back versus, the substance of what you can actually do? I don't like that this is what's getting in the way, right? So, give me more. What is this guy looking at? Wheel of Fortune. Turning of the tides. changing of destiny, changing cycles, or quite literally some of you are like, I could be in a relationship or I could travel. Freedom. This person wants their freedom. But the thing is, they also want to feel lucky in love. That's sort of what I'm getting here. Give me one more on that, please. It's a decision. How does Sag view this Queen of Pentacles or whoever this is? How does Sag view their counterpart? Possibly an ending. I don't know. The one making a tangible offer, again, I guess you could argue either the recipient or the giver, whoever is the opposing person in the scenario, it's lifeless. They don't see it going anywhere. And I do think that a lot of my Sagittarians, it's like the wheel is turning for you and you're like, like, I hate to say it because it seems harsh to the cross watchers, but you know, I'm here for both of you. I'm not picking sides, but and maybe you're completely right, Sag. Again, you have to go with your gut as long as your gut isn't like, oh, I'm terrified, right? You know, if you're vibing at a high level and you're, you know, like, there's something more out there for me, and I know it would feel better if I at least went to discover it, you know? I think that's what most of you are going to end up doing, and yet, every time I think you make strides to move on, I think you get trapped in your head again. Yeah, like the decision factor, or maybe it's third party. Maybe you're deciding between two people or vice versa. I'll throw some romance angels on it, but I'm going to do a different one because I'm sort of stuck. I don't really know. The thing is, I do like the person making the offer, even if that is you. It actually seems like it's in a good place, but I'm fearing rejection. I just have to be honest. Because I don't think this person is in a higher vibrational energy where they're willing to give up this sounds crazy, but willing to give up their old story. The story that they quite clearly have outgrown, but they're still telling themselves, I get a lack of confidence here. Well, I don't deserve it. I'm never good enough. You know, I'm a failure in my parents' eyes, or whatever this is. This person has a lot of, like maybe psychological damage, and I'm by no means victim shaming. I'm not faulting them for that. Only no one can get themselves out of this mental prison but them, because they built it. It's their mind, right? So until they want to seek improvements and change in their love life, every time someone makes an offer to them, they're going to self-sabotage, because I think there's a part of them that doesn't truly believe that they're ever going to find that. And so I will say, if this is you, Sag, again, I'm just putting it out there, moving the cycle forward, it's only delaying the internal healing that you really need to focus on, because otherwise you're just going to be met with these obstacles time and time again. Every time you're like, I'm just going to move to a different city, I'm just going to move to a different job, or I'm just going to see what else is out there. I mean, in a way, it's like an ego boost, is you're going to continue to find people, Sagittarius, who want to make you their wife and mother and this and that, and you know what I mean? Or, you know, the mother of their children, or you know, male, female, doesn't matter. You're going to find counterparts who think you're sexy as fuck, and not only that, want to build a life with you. But if you're bringing this into every relationship you get into, well, there's going to be a lot of obstacle trying to get that wheel to move forward. It's almost like your wheel is spinning out in quicksand, or not quicksand, mud. Yeah, tell me about the one that isn't Sagittarius, the person either making the offer or Sag made an offer to them. Tell me about the other one in this relationship, please. Give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And then what is advice or guidance for Sag in this spread specifically, if this resonated for them? And I'll do one more for you guys, because this one, I don't know, this one just didn't really land for me. I'm trying to do it justice, but it feels a little bit like, did I really get the message here? Because, I don't know. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious and spiritual path. Okay, so I mean, sure, take it with a grain of salt, yeah? Religious factors are playing a part in it. Or if it's not religion, it could be the idea of conformity of the traditional way things are always done. It could be that you were raised in an environment that was very stifling of, you must have this by this age, and you must marry a doctor, and you must, you know what I mean? There was a list of criteria that it was almost ingrained in you as if it was, preachings from the Bible. So you may be carrying that along of, well, I was told I should do this, but really, it's like you need spiritual freedom, but intellectual freedom to grow and thrive. So I don't know, maybe something with an air sign would do you well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know. Give me one more on this. Again, like, this is like, what am I even supposed to do with this card? Like, that's what Spirit is telling me to show you. So, okay, I did it, but I don't get this, Sag. I just don't. Deception and separation. Yeah, so whatever this is, it doesn't bode well. And I am sort of sensing it might be you who's like, next. The one, it literally fell off the table, right? You're like, I don't want to talk about that one. It may have ended already. And again, it's showing up to remind you, this pattern, this cycle that we keep repeating over and over, it might be time to fix it. Again, just, I'm being gentle, but yeah, these are not my sexy cards. I got to be honest. And they are coming up in what the universe wants you to see about the situation, Sag. So can you read those? Sorry. I'm trying to allow you to see them all. Wearing a false mask. Time apart is on the horizon. All right, one more quick love reading and then we're going to wrap it up. Because I can't leave you with that. You got to go out and celebrate your birthday. And then look for romance if that's what you're seeking. But I mean, let's be honest, right? The Scorpio mid-month readings, right? The November month mid-monthly check-ins, they were deep. They were pretty heavy. I don't think anybody got the marriage and babies and celebration. It was like, no, like it's Scorpio season. What part of ourselves have we outgrown that we need to allow it to die off? That's our old story. That's the old version of how we used to live our life, about who we would seek romantic partner with. That was the old version of you, Sag. It's like Scorpio season. After that is the rebirth. The fire, right? The spark that gets us up and running again. So make sure you're not slapping a Band-Aid on old wounds. Actually heal them this time, right? So that way you can come in and it's a clean slate. Nothing but love. Nothing but love for yourself, and so therefore, you got enough to give. You got enough to dole out. Can't pour from an empty cup. So interesting. Remember when I was like, okay, I'm going to read for love, and then somehow it got involved in your career life? Same card came out. So Ten of Pentacles is excellent. Like, let's not make this negative, because this is a fantastic card. Who is this Ten of Pentacles person? Or, okay, so Sagittarius, it's also a reminder to you to value yourself. Don't give yourself away for free. Don't prostitute yourself. That's not what I'm saying. Make sure that you are looking for equal counterparts that equally value themselves, that love themselves enough to know how to set boundary lines, healthy boundaries, right? Yeah, we're done being treated like shit. That's what Spirit is saying to my Sagittarians. You guys have been put through the ringer by someone, and we're done with that. We don't need to hold on to the grudge or the resentment. We don't need to fall into victimization mode of, this always happens to me and no one ever treats me right. Totally get that. That sucks. But it's also saying what in you was metaphorically, subconsciously even, allowing that to happen. This is a new game now. This is all about, I value myself, and I'm only going to accept love and romance from those who treat me like the damn Ten of Pentacles that I am. $1 million baby. All right, baby. Ooh, baby. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, the cards are not like shuffling, but it's also a new deck, so let's try. Tell me about Sagittarian in a Ten of Pentacles situation. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly a male. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be, though. Oh, so is that the one that did you wrong? Because there's a 10 of Wands there, and it's almost like do not enter. Okay. So Sagittarius, I'm kind of getting a message that there's two things here, but again, it's going to go against what you initially view as, oh, that's a good message. It's the opposite. The hero in this story is the Page of Wands, who feels lost and abandoned. So this is you again, and you're still kind of pushing through to get to, remember how we said the sixes are victories in tarot? The Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity. You get what you give. So it's like you might be thinking you're giving your all to remove yourself from this, but it's saying, can we push a little bit harder? Because you're carrying a damn magic wand. Like, you're so capable of this, and you're so smooth and so slick, right? Male, female, right? Page of Wands is curious and adventurous, but you're letting something else dim your light, and it's unfortunately, it's the repercussions of someone who rejected you or abandoned you, or vice versa. There may be someone in your past who you rejected and abandoned, especially if you are comparing them to the King of Wands. However, this King of Wands is being, and this is movie tarot, we got a little Tom Cruise action going here. No, okay, sorry. I was gonna say, did you get two Tom cards? But you didn't. It was John Cage and Tom Cruise. Cage, literally. Come on. This King of Swords, it burned you. And the walls are up now. It's like, stop. I'm not going to let you into my heart. And maybe this is you again if you have a very strong, like, air sign moon or air sign Venus. It's like, halt, who goes there? I'm not letting anybody in. Are you self-sabotaging? Are you blocking your blessings? So if this is you, this is not a healthy way to live. I'm just going to carry or continue to hold on to this baggage that doesn't serve me. You got to let people in. That's how you love. And so your defenses might be up, and reasonably so. But again, I would be called to say, then you haven't done the healing. That's why your defenses are still up. Because this is not setting firm boundary lines. It could be, though, if someone's approaching you with, oh goodness, if someone's approaching you with a lot of bullshit and baggage, maybe this is you saying, nope, I'm not accepting that love anymore. So again, if this is you, I kind of like it in that sense, but I feel like there's a King of Wands that you're still maybe lusting after, but they didn't treat you well because you know, it's like it's a package deal. You can have the sexy King of Swords, but it comes with a lot of baggage that it's like, you don't want to hold this in the relationship. It's just, I don't know. I don't love that. My King of Swords is not my most affectionate king. Then you have this Page of Wands here. Again, it might not be brand new. It might be someone who, I don't know, on again, off again, and you kind of have to decide, is this for your best and highest good? If they made you feel lonely and isolated and abandoned, maybe it was a karmic lesson for you to get to stand up and step into your power and rediscover the magic, right? You hold the magic wand, you create your destiny, not this person. I am sort of sensing like a lot of rejection, but then I think this is saying it's because you didn't see value in yourself, and so you were allowing your value to be lessened and diminished by authoritarian figures. Okay, we're gonna get to the Three of Cups. I see that's come in twice, so that's your happiness. Okay, so yeah, this was codependency. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a lot of my Sagittarians, male or female, there was a air sign that did a lot of damage, but it was almost to the point where it's like I'm addicted to them. There's something I can't quit you. I always say that in my love readings. I know you're not good for me, but I really like being around you. Ooh, yeah, I don't like that. Sorry, I don't like it. Because this King of Swords is not operating with integrity. That's the issue. There could be a younger fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag, who's a little bit immature. They're probably very beautiful. They're probably very charismatic, but they don't have as much to give you as they lead you to believe. It's like, I'm the shit, I'm real cool, Men in Black type vibes, but underneath it, I'm always mistreated. Like this, I don't necessarily think this is you. It could be. But I also think this has to do with someone you dated where there was this false appearance of I got my life together and I got my shit together, but on the inside I don't feel good about myself. So you may be Sagittarius. You may be attracting people and it's like twin flames. Ultimately it's to get you to see something about yourself. It holds a mirror to issues that you're dealing with yourself. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Raise the bar. Absolutely. Double up. Raise the bar. Look for someone better than you ever settled for before. All right, this is gonna be 5 vibe. Sagittarius, you're putting me through the ringer here. All right. Who is Sagittarius' 10 of Coins person? Even if they're not going to be in their life in the next month. Let's hope they are, right? Manifest it. Why the hell not? But who is the ultimate? Who's the 10 of Pentacles for Sagittarius? Let's give them some advice or guidance there. Ooh, this one. Your 6 of Coins. Reciprocity. You get what you give. Somebody who meets you in the middle. Someone who meets you halfway. Somebody who's generous and kind. Tell me more. Possibly a Capricorn. I feel like there's a single Capricorn who has their eye on you. But for some of you, it's sort of being shown as the idea of temptation. So it could be a Capricorn that you've already broken up with several times. I see. Oh God, sorry. 1 second. I'm seeing like the shed the snake skin. Something about the snake skin. So again, sort of scorpionic, like death and rebirth, coming into the new version of yourself. So especially if you're a cusper Sag, this might be saying you, again, 9 of Coins is like my independent, single ladies, self-made man, self-made woman. Gender is not an issue, but it's recognizing how friggin' amazing you are. But I also think there's, and this, I hate to say it, this makes sense. giving them like a taste of what they want, but is it good for you? Are you diminishing your value by holding sex as the ultimate most important thing that's going to allow a relationship to thrive? Again, I'm not a prude. You have to have a healthy sex life, but I think that may have come first for a lot of you. You know, date 2, you're sleeping with them and then you get burned. Well, that's why. I think you're being told to approach love in new ways that honor your value and your integrity and your morals. And if Sagittarius, you're looking for the long term, you can't build relationships simply upon sex. Because again, the idea of like temptation or codependency or addiction issues. I like Capricorns. If this is a Capricorn card, great. But if it's not, if this is standing for something else, I mean, you can make a lot of metaphors here, right? Pentacles, you need to be looking for earth energy, people who are solid, people who are reliable, people who are practical, people who make plans and follow through with them, not people who are flighty or like to play head games with you. Possibly a Leo. There's a Leo who's, it's like they got their aim on you. That even kind of makes me think of the Archer, or an Aquarius for that matter, right? The alien. And you did have Aquarius come up earlier. Just be careful it's not this one that treated you like shit, right? So again, in terms of high vibrational energy, and you do have the best money cards, really great. Your $1 million offer, it may come, or you could give it, right, to a Capricorn, a Leo. In fact, there may be marriage with a Leo for some of you. A Taurus, possibly an Aquarius. Yeah, there's, for those who are interested in becoming a father or choosing their future, person to be the father of their children, it might be another fire sign, and you may end up having like a water sign child. Yeah, there's happiness up ahead for you if you can repair the damage of what was done to you in the past. Again, that's the old story, that's the old narrative, so you don't need to operate from that truth anymore because it was never your truth. It was something that was projected onto you. You know, forgive yourselves for the mistakes you made and ultimately close out that cycle, right? 10 of Wands says, we're closing this fucker out. Like, we're done with this. As much as they may reach out to you like, wait, but I love you and I didn't mean to. And 10 of Wands says, no, thank you, sir. I'm done with you. Tom Cruise, you fired. No, I don't like that. I'm really digging this like Hierophant strength thing. So again, cards of Leo and Taurus. It certainly doesn't have to be those signs, but there's longevity, there's strength, and there's sacrifice made equally for one another. If you do the work, I'll do the work. I'll catch you when you fall, and vice versa. That kind of needs to be your new credo. All right, romance angels, and we're gonna be done. Oh, Sagittarius, I was getting 50-minute reads out of me. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. Oh, yeah. See, those are the sexy cards. Those are the cards we want. Like, not so much this, right? Yeah. The vibes I got from these two, I don't know. I think these are things from the past. I think these are decisions that you're not maybe wanting to let go of. Or again, people who aren't wanting to let go of you. You got to put your best foot forward and do what's best for you. Know your value. I just keep wanting to say that a million times over. As long as this isn't, again, selling yourself for cheap, right? Again, absolutely. Find a mate that offers you an incredible sex life. That's important. But also mix it with integrity. Mix it with strength of character, right? Integrity, Sagittarius. That's where you're really going to soar. I like that a lot. All right, Sag, that's what I got for you. I hope you have a beautiful December. Happy Hanukkah and Christmas and Kwanzaa and whatever you guys celebrate. Happy New Year. Happy birthday, most importantly. I hope this was helpful to you. I will see you guys very soon for more tarot. Bye.